Most people think that the elytra is the best way to travel in Minecraft, but it's actually not. You may be surprised to hear that there are actually way faster methods. And let's be honest, flying everywhere with your elytra is starting to get a little boring. So I'm gonna test literally every illegal method imaginable to find which is actually the fastest that Mojang is hiding from you. But before we get to the insanely fast illegal methods, let's start all the way back at the easier, slower methods. And I'm gonna compare all of these methods on this 150 block platform to see which is the fastest. We might as well start with just our player running with no illegality at all. And this is honestly pretty slow, as we run 5.6 blocks per second. And it takes us a full 24 seconds to run the course. This next method is even faster, adding head hitter blocks above. And if we sprint and spam jump as we go under it, I run at about 9.5 blocks per second. And doing this allows me to complete the course in 17 seconds flat. But now if we add soul sand to the bottom and use our soul speed boots, I can complete the course in 13.8 seconds. Now that I'm done with the sprinting variations, it's only going to get crazier from here. For this method, I'll start with a horse, and without breeding it for speed or anything, we're going 9.92 blocks per second. And we're crossing the finish line with a time of 16.2 seconds. But now I'm going to try it with another horse that's even faster, after spending about 2 hours breeding. And right away, this horse feels infinitely faster, and we're peaking at about 14.14 blocks per second. Now I've finished with 11.2 seconds, but there's actually a way to make this even faster. By getting a donkey and a horse together, you can get them to give birth to a mule. Oh yeah, and this guy is much faster. Let me just get him to grow up by feeding him real quick. Bang, there we go. And if we take this guy to the track, we're capping out at about 13.69 blocks per second. And oh my gosh, this guy can jump really high. What the heck? Okay, well, we're finishing with a time of 11.1 seconds. Just wait till we get to some of the more illegal ones later. You'll see. Now this one's a little bit slower, but it's our first of many illegal ones. And since I have soul speed and swift sneak on my OP armor, we can crouch and run on soul sand and run at a total of 6.82 blocks per second. And this just looks insanely cursed. And I guess we're finishing with a 20.1 second time. And this is the part of the video where you can see that time rapidly begin to drop. And we're gonna start off by traveling all the way back to my base to quickly find a Riptide Trident. There we go. And I'm gonna quickly head to my trading hall so that I can grab Unbreaking and Mending books. And here's my Unbreaking book and my Mending book. And now I'll just quickly put these on my trident, just like this. Now using this trident, we can do the most illegal and fastest method so far. And this is a perfect time for it to start raining, as in order to do this, you have to be in the rain and for your trident to be fully charged, and bang, there we go. And I'm gonna do this without using my elytra, and let's see what our peak blocks per second is. It looks like it's around 54, but I'm gonna average it out at 32. And now we complete the course in 7.7 seconds. But don't worry, I'm gonna revisit this method in a little bit. And for our next method, I quickly upgraded the first method and made it even faster, as we go a peak of 12.49 blocks per second and reach the end in 13 seconds. And now for the last one of the easy ones, we're gonna quickly turn this all into ice. And after adding a boat, we can now do the famous ice sliding method. And wait, why? Oh, dude, the sides are slowing me down. Okay, I've quickly swapped out the corners for ice. Now let's ride to the end. And I don't even think we're gonna hit top speed on this bridge because it's so fast. And we topped out around 50 blocks per second and running the track in 6.7 seconds. And now we've completed all the easy methods. It's time to move on to the more illegal medium methods. And these methods are already pretty fast. Just wait until you see the methods at the end. And for our first medium one, we're actually just going to start by using our base elytra, and using just fireworks, we peak out around 33 blocks per second, finishing in the course in a record 5.1 seconds. But this is where the methods start to get into the triple digits of blocks per second, and I'm going to quickly place blocks going all along this entire path. And now I need to put a sign at the very end of it, and how did that get there? Well, you should do what the sign says. And now I need to fill this entire column with water, and they can't be water flow blocks, they have to be source blocks. And I'll quickly put a roof on the entire thing, and with a sign on the other side, you can see using my elytra I can start to swim in this tunnel. But this isn't the method because I'm only moving at like 4 blocks per second. I need to go find a dolphin, and I'm just looking for a dolphin, and let me just come down here and scoop this guy up. And oh my gosh, dude, all this guy is doing is dodging me. There we go, we finally got him on the lead. And this might be the harder part, trying to get him onto the platform and in the 1x1 hole. Okay, I've tried just about everything and he's still not getting in this hole. Maybe if I pile up a little bit, he'll have to float to get to me. Oh, he's on top. Let's go. Okay, now we need to carefully lead him into the tunnel. Yes, dude, we finally got him in the tunnel. Let's go. Now, if I head down here and start swimming, get Dolphin's Grace. Oh my gosh, look at that acceleration. Oh my gosh, what the heck? We finished that in 5 seconds flat. I know this is going to be hard to believe, but I'm actually going to make this even better later in this video. This next method requires me to use dispensers in a very finicky way. I need to have them placed in this exact dimension, and what we're going to put in the dispensers, we need to go to a trial chamber for. And now that I'm at the trial chambers, I need to fight some breeze to get breeze rods. And hopefully this guy drops me some. Let's go, dude, let's go. Okay, and now I can turn these breeze rods into breeze powder, I guess. Now I need to put one in each of these dispensers. And now I just need to put a pressure plate down and hop inside. Wait, it's supposed to launch me. Why didn't it launch me? Maybe my armor is a little too heavy? Whoa, okay, there we go. Wait, no, am I gonna die from fall damage? Wait, what the heck is going on? Anyway, you're probably wondering, what is this giant tower? Well, if you look at the top, there's a piston that's constantly pushing out, and I'm gonna see how fast we can make it go if we launch into the piston. And it doesn't always launch you straight up, so let's see. Oh no, on top of the piston. Okay, let me just water bucket clutch. Oh my gosh, dude, thank God I had a totem. Second time is the charm. Oh, there we go. We got a little bit of a launch. Kind of underwhelming, I guess. But if I do the math, we actually traveled this entire course in just under 10.6 seconds. But this next method allows me to travel infinite blocks in under a second. And to do that, I just need to quickly build a little bit of a box underneath the platform at the end of it. And if I place down a soul sand block and then head all the way back up, I'm now going to grab a Frostwalker set of boots from my chest and quickly turn it into netherite. And now with an armor stand, if I put down the Frostwalker boots, you see that the ice is now covering that one block. Now if I throw an ender pearl just in the middle but leaning towards that right block, and then I need to fly all the way back to the beginning so we can test the time on this. And now if I pause and click save and quit and reload the world, oh my gosh, we just got teleported in like 0.5 seconds. I don't even know how to grade that, so I'm just gonna say infinite blocks in 0 seconds. And sure, that method might be fast, but you might not want to have to save and quit every time. And we also need to get even more illegal. So I'm gonna quickly make a stop at my gunpowder farm, take a whole bunch of gunpowder, and now using that gunpowder, as well as the sand that I've collected, we can make a whole bunch of TNT. And inside of one of these shulker boxes, we have a whole bunch of minecarts. And now I need to tediously put TNT into the minecart in my crafting table, which took a long time. But now I have a lot of TNT minecarts. And now I'm just gonna start stacking them on one singular rail. But I have to be careful not to touch it, otherwise it will blow up. So now I'm just gonna start shoving a whole bunch of minecarts down onto this singular track, and if we touch it, it will launch me at a high rate of speed. But because it's TNT and I don't want to die, I'm gonna make some precautions. Like this Turtle Master potion, which will give me resistance. And I'm also gonna eat an enchanted golden apple before I even come close to touching that. And now I'll shoot it, and oh my gosh, it didn't even register on my screen, so I'm gonna say infinite blocks per second in 0 second completion time. But now we can officially finish our medium section and head to the hard section, where things get pretty crazy. And we'll start with this contraption that I made. And you'll see why I have a whole bunch of boats in a minute. But first, I need to put all of them into this dispenser. And this dispenser will just shoot out a ton of boats continuously. And I'm placing a ton of boats so that I can fall into a pit and for it to launch me forward. And now that I have hundreds of boats here, I can break this redstone and test it out. But first, I need to break the bottom. Oh no, dude. Oh my gosh, look at how many boats there are, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, I just ruined this. Okay, here I am on attempt 2, and basically what I have to do is fall into this column while holding fly. Oh my gosh. Whoa, that was a crazy amount of speed. And we launched at 230 blocks peak total. Wow, dude, and if we mathematically average that out, my time would be 6.7 seconds. And I can't believe how many boats we used for that. And now for this next method, if you remember, I'm gonna be upgrading the Riptide method. And let me just come over to my shulker box real quick and grab myself my trident. And I'm basically gonna be doing this the absolutely crazy way. If I start flying while the trident is fully charged up, and just start spamming it. Oh my gosh, dude. Holy cow, that was so fast. This is actually so much fun, and I'm traveling at like 200 blocks per second, which is technically faster than light speed. And I'm definitely gonna have to put my trident away before I get myself into any more trouble. And for our second upgrade, I'm gonna be upgrading the dolphin method that we used previously. And yeah, I mean, this method isn't exactly slow, because when we use it, we go a peak of like 70 blocks per second. Let me quickly rebuild it here and make it even better. So basically, it's the exact same structure, but there is soul sand on the bottom, which allows our soul speed boots to go go even faster. And yeah, it's not exactly fast without the dolphin, considering we finish in 20 whole seconds. And now I have to do the exact same shenanigans to get a dolphin back here. So now let me quickly search my entire ocean for another dolphin. All right, and it seems this guy will do the trick. But dude, I cannot get him on the lead. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, finally, gosh. And now I need to pile up and start jumping around like a madman until this dolphin gets on my dang platform. Okay, please get inside of the hole, please. Okay, I think he's in, so now we need to go back to the start. But first, to make this even faster, I need to quickly make some speed 2 potions by using nether wart and by using some sugar to make it into a speed potion. And I just realized to make it a speed 2 potion, I need glowstone. So let's go grab some in the nether. And I feel like I've mined all the glowstone in this area. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll just grab some from here. I'll just break this one singular block and go back. Now let me just head back to my, oh my gosh, that was clean as heck. And now we have our speed 2 potions. And now let me head back over there. You guys are actually not ready for what you're about to see with this method. Okay, now I'm gonna head inside. Hey, no, this dolphin's trying to get out, bro. No, get back in here, bro. Okay, now I'm gonna try it before he escapes again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, we just peaked at like 120 blocks per second. What the heck? Okay, that was ridiculous. I have to try that again to go faster. Okay, here we go, and the acceleration starts. Oh my gosh, dude, this is actually such a fast method. I mean, just look at how far it launched me. Okay, and for our second last, we're finally gonna head up to the impossible level ones, where things start to get too fast. And I'm gonna build an insane minecart setup for this to work. And you probably think minecarts are extremely slow. Well, just wait to see what I have in store for this. And for this to work, I need to quickly build myself this circle. And now I need to make tracks going all along this entire path, which is gonna be very tedious. And bang, we have finally completed that. Now I'm just gonna put a block at the end so I don't go flying off into the ocean. And for the next tedious thing, I have to make sure that every single one of these tracks is lighted. So I'm gonna be putting a redstone torch down next to each and every one of them. Okay, and now I think every single track has finally been lighted. Let me just quickly put some inside of the square so that I don't lose momentum. Okay, and now I have to put down some repeaters as well as a lever, but I have to make sure that this track at the end is facing a specific way. So let me just fix that real quick. And the reason I have to do that is because I'm gonna be going in a certain direction and I need to be able to fling off of this effectively. And now you're probably wondering, why am I doing this? Well, let me place down a minecart and not go in it yet, and if I just push it, you can see my momentum starts building like crazy, which is gonna be crazy when I'm in it. But now I have to figure out how in the world I'm gonna press that lever. Let me just go quickly break this minecart real quick, and there it is. Okay, and now I somehow have to figure out how the heck I'm gonna press that lever to launch me along the track. I actually don't know how I'm gonna do this, because every single time I go in the minecart, I uncontrollably go around and I just can't seem to press the lever no matter what I do. Okay, I downloaded an auto clicker and I'm just gonna see if I continue to go around. If I use the auto clicker, maybe I'll hit the lever. I don't know what I'm hitting. I'm hitting something, but it's certainly not the lever. Okay, I just thought about it a little more. Maybe if I line up my cursor before I do it, and then use my auto clicker. Okay, this is seeming to work. Let me just build up some momentum. And now it's time to do it. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Yo, it worked. Dude, that was insanely fast. That's the fastest method yet, definitely. And yeah, that was crazy fast at 140 blocks per second, but what if I build up even more momentum? Okay, I'm basically gonna do the exact same thing I did last time, but I'm gonna build up far more momentum this time. I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute or two. Okay, now we're gonna try and click it. Oh my gosh. Yo! That was basically 200 blocks per second. Finishing in just 3 seconds. And because this is so much fun, you know I have to try it for a third time. Okay, this has been sitting for like 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. 250 blocks per second, finishing in literally under a second. I know that was pretty crazy, but imagine if I told you it got even better. But for the next illegal method, I have to upgrade my world to the new 26 snapshot to get the Sulfur Cube. Okay, it says scanning update files. I hope that this works. Okay, we're loading into the world, and here we are. Oh my gosh, dude. I haven't updated my world in probably 2 years. But now I actually have to try and go find the Sulfur Cube to do this illegal travel method. And using my seed map, I'm gonna try and find the closest sulfur caves. Bro, I feel like I've been digging down for so long that, whoa, This is not what I was looking for. What the heck? I just mined straight into an ancient city? What? Okay, wait, but these blocks are all new, but there's no cave around here. Okay, well, I'm in a cave and I still haven't seemed to be able to find the sulfur caves. Like, this is all just not a sulfur cave, and the zombie is not helping. Yo, wait a second, is this a sulfur cave? I might have actually just missed it. Whoa, oh my gosh, it's a sulfur cube, dude. Whoa, this looks so cool, dude. They added so much for this update. What? Well, I actually need to capture this guy, so I need to put down my water and take him in my bucket. Dude, just having a bucket of sulfur cube just seems so weird to me. I don't know why. I mean, dude, just look at how big these, whoa, oh my gosh, dude. Whoa, there's more sulfur cubes. I'm just gonna carry some of these. Oh, I can't pick up the small ones. All right, so I can't pick up the small ones, but I'll take some more of the big ones. Bro, look at this zombie. He's stuck on whatever this is. Dude, they added so much. What is this block? Sulfur spike. What the heck, dude? They've added so much. Whoa. Okay, well, we came here for the sulfur cube, and that's what we got. And now we're closer to base, so that means we're close to our runway. Dude, I kind of wish I upgraded my world earlier. I was stuck on 1.21.8 for like months or even years. Okay, well, now that I'm back, I can actually set up this illegal method. So I'm gonna place a dispenser facing this way, as well as a pressure plate. And inside, I'm gonna be putting Frostwalker 2 boots. And now if I just put a sulfur cube on top, you can now see that the boots and the Frostwalker effect is now on the cube. And now if I put a blue ice block inside of it, it becomes super slidey, and it just, if I just touch it even, it will go for basically forever. And this is really, really cool because you can basically make ice highways in the overworld for free. And now you probably have some idea on where this is going. By using a pig with a saddle on it, we can basically use it to build infinite momentum and for this to work super well. So I basically need to attach this guy with a lead, and it should allow me to get, wait, why isn't it working? It's supposed to work where the sulfur cube is pulling the pig and I can shoot it to get even more momentum, but it's not. Okay, maybe I have to lead the pig to the sulfur cube and to me at the same time, and now we have a three-way lead. I don't know what's going on. I promise this is gonna end up being worth it, so just hold on 1 second while I figure this out. Okay, well, this is starting to become a really big pain because I had my other sulfur cube despawn, so now I have to spawn in a new one. We'll just put the ice back in this guy and let's try and figure this out. Oh my gosh, dude, it fell through the ice. Now it's sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Okay, well, I need to try and get this guy out because I don't want to waste my other frostwater boots. My gosh, dude, this guy is so stubborn. Maybe if I do the little incline trick to get him to float a little bit. Oh, yeah, I think that's working. Oh, okay, dude, he's finally back on land. Yet, I still don't know how this works. Maybe it's because my armor is too heavy. Let me try this again. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh, dude. That was way too close. What am I doing? Let me just quickly place these slabs so that way the sulfur cube isn't sliding everywhere. Wait, no, but he's still attached to the pig. No, stop. I need to stop this guy. No. Oh my gosh, dude, I literally can't stop him. Okay, well, now I have to push him all the way back to the start. Okay, well, we actually need to get him to stay so that I can try this final illegal method. Okay, and now it's actually time to try this. If I shoot him with this arrow, we should start building momentum. I just need to spam arrows at him until we build. Oh my gosh, dude, it's building a lot of momentum. Oh my gosh. And if I just keep spamming, dude, this is so illegal. What is going on? Oh my gosh, we just finished super quick. Dude, this is actually so much fun and I'm going so fast. Just spamming and spamming this guy with arrows and going upwards of 75 blocks per second. This is absolutely crazy, dude. Bro, I've gone so far that we're literally loading into new chunks and I haven't even explored this part of my world yet. You guys definitely need to try this. Dude, and we just rebounded off the wall, dude, and I can't even get off because, well, there they go.